I think the main thing, not only for an intimate relationship, but friendship in general, but in an intimate relationship, I think you should have with your best friend. So it's the same thing for friendship, but for this one is kind of a requirement. It's not pretending to be someone else. You have to be yourself and to allow the other person to be themselves as well. It's like what I think is imagine a situation when you go for a job interview or you put something on your CV that is not true. You're not
Mm,
going to leave a lie after you've been hired for that
mhm.
job. You're going to have to lie your entire life. If you've written something like, I speak another language, or I had some kind of experience, if you don't have that, you're going to have to live a lie throughout your professional life. And that's the same thing, I think, when you are in a relationship, in an intimate relationship, you have to be yourself. You have
Mhm.
to put out the best of you, the worst of you, but you have to be genuine. So I
Yeah.
think one of the main ingredients is allowing us to be ourselves, not pretending to be someone else. That I think was part of it. The other thing that I can remember and I can't stress enough is don't hold anything you feel or you think. Of course, there are different ways to put it out of your chest. You can be very gentle. You don't need to be very, I don't know, aggressive or anything like that. But don't hold any thoughts or feelings. Share them. You're in a relationship. Nothing you feel or nothing you think could be wrong.
Mm,
You have to share with them, to be honest.
yeah.
If you don't feel like something is quite right, or if you're finding difficult for whatever reason it is, you have to share. Don't
Mhm.
accumulate things like you're accumulating them for the right moment to give them. Well, remember when you said, or you told me 3 months ago, 3 years ago, something that upset me. Well, this is not the right way of having a relationship. Just say it once. If you're feeling, if you're thinking about something, just share. Look, I believe we grow and we develop ourselves regardless of a relationship, and we surprise ourselves with different things that we don't know about ourselves. So it's the same thing in a relationship. If I don't know something about myself, of course, I'm not going to know everything about the other person. I'll
Mm,
discover things throughout life. So it's going to be a surprise for all of us. I think remaining open to improvise or remaining open to the surprise that life can bring you, because the situations around us, they change and they make us change. So of course you're going to change because of external factors, because of uh, intimate factors as well. So the combination of different occasions in your life, events in your life, they make you change and you grow, sometimes for a good thing, sometimes not exactly, but it doesn't matter. So you're right. When you start a relationship, probably let's use, I don't know what's the right word, but probably you embellish something about you. You're not lying. You're just trying to provide a good side of you. And eventually, over time, it's the same thing when you travel with a friend. They're going to discover all the things that they didn't know about you just because you're living together or you build a strong bond with them. You start discovering other things that were hidden, not hidden in a way that they align because they didn't show up. That's
mhm.
all. So
Mhm.
if you have a situation when the worst of you comes out or the
Mhm.
best of you comes out, it's going to
Mhm.
be a surprise for both of you. You have to deal with that. I don't think like that's an issue unless the other person is not open to that. But as
Mm.
far as you remain open to the surprise that life can bring you, it's not an issue. Yeah, that's a tricky one. But I would say the fine balance or the point where you don't have to compromise is when you're feeling like I'm not myself. This is
Mm.
not me. That's the point when you start thinking, well, I'm not in a healthy relationship anymore because I don't feel like I am myself. I'm compromising my identity. I'm not even talking about physical violence or whatever it is, verbal abuse or whatever it is. Let's give some concrete examples. Let's imagine, for example, we decided to move to Australia. I was living in Brazil. If it was my decision, for example, like an individual one, and my family had to compromise just because I wanted to come to Australia, that would be not the right move. I
Mm.
would have to build it as a family project, and especially a pair project, a couple project. So we came here together, we decided together, we came here first, we made it as a trip, as a vacation, as a family, and we decided together, the three of us, my son included, let's vote after the trip and make it a strong family decision. If we don't want to move, if it's not for us, Australia or somewhere else, let's just not do it. It's the same thing with every decision, I think, in life. You don't have to compromise. If I'm going to oblige someone to do something that they don't want to do, so that's the fine point, I think, where you don't have to compromise. You have to keep on discussing, keep on, I don't know, arguing,
Mm.
saying, what's your identity? Would it make you any type of harm or whatever it is? I think that's the moment when you don't have to compromise, when you start not being yourself. Look, you used at a certain point in our conversation, you used a line from a song that was, "Should I stay or should I go?" I remember you using that. I want to use another one. Um, the one you used was by The Clash, and I'm going to use one by Sting, someone that I like. I would say, if you love somebody, set them free. You don't need to be jealous. You don't need to control someone. Just let them be whatever they are. If they are themselves and you can relate to them, you can build a strong relationship with them, you're going to have a fruitful relationship. If you're trying to control them, not free them, yeah, or not let them be whatever they want to be, it's not going to be a healthy relationship. So if you love them, set them free.